Diabetes ain't no match for discipline. My baby brother died young and I'll be missing him. They say it was some disease and our blood did to him.
Today we're going to talk about myths. Let me catch my breath. So, my little brother died at 43. And I said my youngest brother, he died at 21. In his case, it was a car accident, kidney failure, blacked out. But with my brother at 43, it was a big deal when we reached 37. Knowing that our dad had died at 36, we both talked about it. We talked about how it was a monumental thing for both of us to make it to 37. And what I want to talk about now is just like how people kind of started to just create these frameworks. So because my brother was type 1 diabetic, the thing that had killed our father, making it past 36, he felt like he was on borrowed time. So my perspective on it is, had my dad, say, lived to 40, right? And that would have set 40 as the year that me and my brother would have thought was an accomplishment, right? So his idea that he was on borrowed time wouldn't have started until he was 40 or 50, right? And so it was really important for my dad to do what he knew. Not what he didn't know. There's a lot of stuff he didn't know, but do what he knew. I later learned, talking to my stepmother, that my dad was at one point teaching other diabetics how to eat right and stuff like that. And then there was a point where he just went left. We took that as sort of the launching pad for what our lives could be, what our father's life was when he perished. Because he perished at 36, 37 for us was like this huge accomplishment. For my brother, who was actually had the exact same disease condition as my dad, from that moment on, he's thinking that he made it past 36, anything is good, right? But he didn't necessarily have an eye towards 70, an eye towards 80. And so the conversation could be like, oh, well, because I'm diabetic, my body is older, and I know these things to be true. I have like a 70-year-old's body, even though I'm 30, or even though I'm 40, I have an 80-year-old's body. I know these things to be true. In those cases, though, when I was in Hawaii, man, I saw this 93-year-old man, and this dude would walk up and down this 3-mile hill every morning, right? So even in those cases, okay, I got an 80-year-old body. Find me an 80-year-old that's doing something incredible, right? So these myths that we have about sickness, these myths that we have about aging, and our agency in approaching them impacts not just us dealing with our own sickness, but what our family then believes is possible. And this becomes a legacy. And so you have somebody who, one of my homeboys died from enlarged heart, right? And I remember him always talking, oh, my daddy had an enlarged heart. My family has an enlarged heart. I don't know that much about hearts, but a lot of these things that we consider like genetic, also you have to think that it's not just your family genetics, it's your family condition. It's your family. We're not just, we don't just have the same blood. We eat from the same trough, right? We have the same working habits, the same stressing habits, the same eating habits, the same, just our general get down. Do I drive to the store to get the things I need, or do I walk to the store? What's on my menu? Am I preparing it? How am I reacting to stress? All of these things are a part of your family heritage, right? And so it's a myth to just assume that, oh, because my mama died from this at this age, now I'm having these symptoms. It's inevitable, right? And I'm just going to hope that it gets better. But you're not changing the things that put you parallel to this family member in terms of your activities. And so those are the things that we need to change.
See, I always took things real literal. You always heard rappers talking about being in the lab writing, dropping science. I think my work is what my predecessors always intended.